Okay, so that's the advantage in the dynamic partition, but dynamic partition is not default. We have to configure dynamic partition manually. We have to set, right? But that will remain there until the Hive session is there. Again, you have to set it. Okay. So if you set the same property in the hive site.xml and configuration, we set it, so it can be used. But mostly like we set it like whenever we need it, then we set it. Otherwise, we don't keep it as a default. It's not default. Okay. Okay. And how many types of complex data types are there?
Struct array and one more is there.
Struct array and struct array map. Struct array map. Hmm. So what is the difference between the struct and array?
Struct is something like key value pair.
No,
It's
no, struct is not key value pair. That is a map is key value pair.
map is key value pair.
Hmm.
Struct
It's a collection of fields.
Collection of
Fields named.
what phase? I didn't understand.
fields season.
Collection of fields, right? Collection of
Yeah.
collection of fields. Everything is collection of field, right? See, we still nobody's telling the exact difference. Like different data types or same data type. Array is having the same data type. Like marks, example is a marks, like integer marks, right? Okay, so all subject will be marks in integer only, right? It is not possible like one subject marks is integer and one subject marks is string. It's not possible. But address is struct type because address has different field of different data type. We can say the street number or street name. Street name is a string, country is a string, city is a string, but house number is number, integer, and pin code, zip code is a number, right? Integer, right? So this is a different data types. And how to access struct values and how to access the array values, how to access.
So I believe in array we do have address like array of from 0 to n element. And in structure we do have the
So what
struct.
we call it, right? How to access any array element. So what is called that? What we
Index.
call that? Index, right? We are
Indexing,
using
yeah.
index, square bracket. We are passing the index, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And how to access the struct element? When we want to access the suppose city, and my column name is address, ADDRESS. Okay, and now I want to access my city field. How to access?
So it's addr dot city.
Correct. So object, like a object, I will access as an object, and array is like a index, and map is like same index, but instead of passing number, we will be giving a key, single quote key, like as a value, as a we will pass as a key. Okay, as a index is a key. Okay, so that's a difference in the map and array. Okay, I think you guys are going to. Okay. Okay, let's see. You are able to see my screen. I want to tell the next thing is okay. Yesterday we started serdes, right? Serialization, deserialization. Okay, and how to write the data into Hive table for different file format data. So we seen Parquet, Avro, and ORC, right? All three are the same type. Okay, same type way we can write the data because we create a stored as Parquet or stored as Avro or ORC, and then we can do insert into from the source table we can write. Okay. Okay, so today I'm now going to show you first example of other serdes. Okay.
Arvind, in the meantime, just one question. So,
Ah,
like
yes.
today is my first day in this class. So, if you can tell me in brief, like what we are doing or like how it goes.
Okay, I will take backup session. Okay, I will cover. So you start from here. Okay, whatever the other concepts, right? I will take backup in the your morning time. Okay. So I will tell the time. Okay. Yeah. Mm.
Okay.
Okay. So this is a Hive is a data warehouse tool we are using as a for SQL because Hadoop has different components are there, right? And for different purpose, right? So some are the ingestion tools, some are the analytics tool. Okay. And next after Hadoop, we will go to the Spark, right? So Spark also analytics engine, right? So we are processing data faster. So in ETL pipelines, we talk about Spark, right? How to write a Spark code to ingest the data from the source and process the data, then write the data to the target. Okay, but Hadoop is mostly is a batch processing, not the real time, right? Hadoop is used batch processing, right? Hive and this tool, right? Hive, Pig, and MapReduce, all are the batch processing. So whenever we are writing a queries, then internally it will be converted into the MapReduce job. Okay. So I'm talking about here the SQL queries. We are today I will be talking about the join also. So mostly we are familiar with the SQLs, right? Join and windowing function, rank, dense rank, row number. So those use cases are there. Okay. So it's completely SQL. So somebody who has a SQL knowledge, it will be very quick to learn because it's nothing difficult. Hive is very easy tool. And mostly apart from the SQL, it has the partition, bucketing, and some other concepts also there, right? So it has serdes, like what I'm going to tell, that is a serialization, deserialization. So how to write the different file format data. Okay, how to write a different file format data. Okay, complex data type we were talking about, right? So how to write array data from the file, how to write struct add like a complex data type from file to the table. Okay, okay, is clear. Okay, so I was checking the notes, complex data type.
One question is there, means from UI, what is the web URL to access the UI?
There
Not
is
name, not
a specific, it's a backend thing, right? Because it's a analytics tool, right? Hadoop is meant for analytics, like batch processing or real-time analytics, right?
UI I'm asking about. It's something like 50020 localhost 50.
Yeah. So that is basically cluster URL, right? That is 98701 port is there, or
And
570 is for the name node, and 520 that is a job tracker or resource manager URL. So those URL are for tracking the cluster. Okay. Not if you want to application tracking, you want to do whatever application we are deploying. So there is a resource manager URL is there, like this. 8088 cluster. Okay.
uh,
So
can you show
localhost,
me?
hmm, localhost 8088. That is a resource manager URL. You can check your logs of your application. Okay. So I have already shown MapReduce job. Okay. So we can track it like a scoop job, whatever jobs you are running in Hadoop, we can track. We can check the logs, right? We can check the logs. Hmm. Okay. So we have seen yesterday, Avro yesterday, I just noted down. So yesterday here, okay. So we seen that Avro, Parquet. Actually, I didn't try, but I left for you, right? You can just store as Avro, you create a table, okay? And the same source table data you can write into the Avro, okay? And then you can check the Avro and Parquet file format, right? You can check the, so yesterday I shown that how to check the data for Avro and Parquet or any other format you can check, okay? So we can check the directory, like the warehouse directory where we are loading the file, right? So ultimately the file is created over there, okay? So next is one regex serde. So regex serde is like suppose some regular expression serde. It is generally used for the log files, where is a fixed delimited. There is no specific delimiter character is there. Okay, I'll show you what type of regular expressions are they, like a table we create and how to load the data in the. So here are the, we have 7 fields are there. So first field is a host, then identity and user and time. And after that we have request, right? We have HTTP request, right? So this HTTP request URL and status of that request and size, right? How much size of the data you are fetching. Okay, so this is kind of you are tracking of the IPs, right? You are tracking the logs of the IPs you are tracking. So that kind of log you are analyzing. Okay, so we are using here regex serde. So regex serde is an inbuilt serde. It is provided by hive itself. Okay, we don't need to use some third party jar. Okay, like json serde is not provided by itself, so we have to use some um, JSON serde jar. Okay, I will tell about that. So this is the regex serde. So in the regex serde, we have a one input pattern. What is the input pattern? Like it's a regex pattern. We call it regex pattern. So there are the 7 fields are there, and these are the output format string, right? So what we are defining, all types we are taking. Here is no restriction, right? We are saying here star. Okay, but when we are saying the date pattern, so date pattern is there, or suppose I have a status and size, the last one. So last two one, the status and size, these two are the numbers, right? So we are allowing 0 to 9 number, right? So some size is the number, right? There will be no string field. So this is the regex pattern. Based on this pattern, it is reading the data. It is reading the data from the file. Okay, I'll show you how log files look like. Okay, so log files we can see. So same log files I will be reading. Okay, so log file, this is the log files. Okay, sample data. This is a sample log files data. If you see here, this is the IP is coming, then user and identity. Okay, then we have time. This is a date and time field. This is the request field, this double quote, this one. Okay, and this last two are the status and size. Okay, so this is a KB size is coming. Okay, so this data, I will create a file of this data. Just take some sample data, I will take it, and I will create a file, and then I will write this data into table. Okay, so okay, so first I start my Hadoop service. Meanwhile, I create a file. Okay, so see my some test directory is there, hive test3. So here I'm creating a file, log file. Okay, the log file is created. Okay. So this file is location is this location. Here is the log file. Okay. So this log file. So I will start my hive. First I start my this metastore service, because hive is dependent on metastore. So it's metastore DB, and I will start hive shell. So first thing what we need to do for this regex, we need a table, right? We need a table. Okay. So we will create a table. So I will create a table. So in the table syntax, if you see, I'm using the row format serde. Generally, when we use row format serde and field terminated by single quote, we are giving comma, right? But here is a regex serde. This is the regex serde. We know this is the regex serde. There is no fixed delimited. There is no delimiter character is there, right? So here we are using regex serde pattern. Okay, this is the regex serde pattern we are using. So I will create a table. So on the Hive shell, I will use my database because I have to create a table in the database. So I'm using my testing database. So if I look at here, there is no table for the log. Okay. So I'm creating a table and this is the internal table, right? And now I will be loading data into this table. So we already know the load data local command, right? To load the data into table. So load data local in path and /home/Arvind/hive test3 slash apache underscore log.txt. So I will make sure like my file name is same apache log.txt. This is the file. So apache log.txt and into table and table name. Table name is apache underscore common underscore log1. Okay, once the data is loaded, I can check my, okay, first I check the column field I want to check, Apache common. So these are the 7 fields, okay? Now I want to see the data, Apache common log1. So you can see here. So this data is coming, column wise data is coming, right? So this is the first column. This is the second, third. So there is no user and identity. Okay. So this identity user is not there. Okay. And this is a time field. So I'm getting the data. So suppose a specific field data I want to get, select. I say, I want host and I want to, so any grouping query you can do, right? Suppose you want to check how many logs for the same IP. Okay. So I want to get the request and status. I want to check two things. Okay. This is very, very plain SQL query. Request and status I want to see and with the host. So what is my column name for the host is host. Okay. So how to write a group query? If I want to know like count, right? How many total number of messages, right, from the same host. Count star as host count from table name is Apache common log 1. And I say group by host. So as present in the data, if the same IP is there, how many total number of messages, right? And we can use dense rank query, row number query, right? Partition by, okay. But there is a significance using the windowing function. Like, you know, group by one disadvantage is there. If you take it group by field, so you should have the same number of field in the select query, right? You should have, right? So that's a disadvantage, right? That's a drawback there. So we have to use the row number, right? In that case, we can use more than one field that is not part of group by. We can use it without group by. Okay. We have to use partition by clause. Okay. Like second highest. Suppose I say you for analytics, which IPs is the second highest or highest the logs is there. Okay. So highest and second highest, generally we go for max, or we can use for second highest like less than max, right? So that is the one way. But suppose if I say third highest, 10th highest, or 100th highest, can you do that with the less than 100 time? You will not do. So there is a very simple query in the windowing function we can use. So here, this is the IP is 18 times is there. So I think all the data is, if I use a complete select count star, I think all the entire data is only for this IP, right? If I check entire count star, if I check, so I can remove this host. I can check select count star. Anybody knows the difference is like if I use count star and count one column. Suppose if I say specific one column count star instead of count star, what is the difference? Have you seen any time like count star or count one or a specific column name if you give in the count? Like count star is a whole table count, right? Even the null will come. Okay, so null will come. Okay, but in case of count one, you do so null will be skipped, right? In that only count will be getting the without null. Okay, so see here 18 is the total count. So this 18 is the total count. Even group by we are doing, then also 18 is coming. So only one IP data is there, right? So this is the, like if you have multiple IPs data is there, then you can check like group by. So how many record for one IP is there? So we can do order by, and then we can check descending order and limit one. We can find the top highest, right? So that is the query we can write. Okay. But windowing function is giving partition level. You can do the manipulation, right? Each individual partition you can compare to the other partition, right? So second highest, third highest, 10th highest, it is very easy to write with the windowing function. Okay. So windowing function, I will take it. So this is just, I showed you how to do the regex type of data. If you have the data is the regular expression type. Okay. In the one more variation is there in this regex. If here is fixed delimited character is there, like space is there in the data, right? But if I say I want to sometimes based on the length of the column, right? Column length. Okay. I want to get the fields data. Okay. If I have, like, suppose if I say first column is a 10 character field, second column is a 20 character field, third column is a 30 character field. So based on the size of the column, I can get the data. There is no delimiter. So that is also one more variation of regex. Okay. So how we will use regex serde only, but we will have to use a different variation we will use. Okay. Like this. We have to show like this. Like, okay, first character is a digit type. It is using 6 characters. Second one is a 5. This is also digit. If it is not digit, like suppose it is a string, 29. So 29 is the character length. So suppose your data is look like this format. So here you are able to see there is no delimiter character. Right? Yeah. Okay. So fixed delimiter character, it is called fixed width file. Fixed width file means the width of the column is fixed. It will not be changed. So if data comes in that width, it will be picked up and other data will not be picked up. So column data will be picked up based on the size, based on the column width. Okay. Okay. So I'm creating a one table, this station table. Okay. And this table has one is, these are the column names. Okay. 3 columns and their width is defined D6, D5 and 29. So what it means, like your data is a first column is a 6 character, 5 character and 29 character. So first two are the integer type and the third one is the string type. So I will create a file. I will create a table. Okay. And this is also using regex, right? You can see here, this is the regex. Okay. So I'm creating a table. Okay. So my table is select star from. How is the data is coming before? Because this table, for this particular database, the table is new, right? This table was not there. But the other database, like already I have created the testing database before. Okay, so in the disk, right, in the user directory, if I see the Hadoop file system directory, if I see Hadoop fs minus ls, and if I see here user hive, because testing database I have already created past, but I deleted. Okay, so still the tables, everything is deleted when I created the second time I installed hive or I configured hive again. But still my disk location, my Hadoop file system, still this database has the table. So whenever I'm just creating table, the location, the data is already pointing out. Okay, so I'm already getting the data. So if I show you user hive warehouse testing.db slash station or station 2. So stations 2. Okay, so this directory, look at this station detail.txt. When it is copied, can you see the time? It is copied 12th of month, right? Last year it copied. Okay, so that is the reason when I created table, it pointed out this location, because when I create a new table, but the location of the table will go as it is same, right? Whatever the data is there. So whatever your isolated data going to point out your table and your data is coming, right? Even though you have not loaded data. Okay, if I create a new table with a different name, then you will see it will not be coming, right? If I show you this table name to station 3. Okay, now I create table. So sometimes you have a doubt, okay, how the data is automatically come. Okay, now I'm just doing. So now I check, instead of station 2, I do station 3. Okay, first we see in the table. Okay, stations 3. There is no data, right? If I do this is station 3, okay, there is no data, because this name, the table was already not there, right? File was not there, the folder is not there, right? Okay, so this file, if this file comes in the station 2, so then it will be doing. So if I do Hadoop fs minus cp command, right? If I'm just moving this file, so here I can use my Hadoop command. I will copy this file. And why I'm using cp? Because it is Hadoop to Hadoop transfer. So when the Hadoop to Hadoop transfer, so then we have to use cp command. So what I need to change, I have to make it station 2 to station 3. And file name is the same. I don't need to give the file name. If you want to make it a with different file name, then you can give the file name. Otherwise, if you don't give the file name, then it will take it the same file, but station 3. Now I'm copying. Okay, now I'm checking the location. Now I check my table. See, data is coming, right? So it's a 3-column data, right? So this is 6-column width, 5-column width, and this is a 29 width. Okay, so it is taking. So if I check the location also, so file is copied. Just now file is copied. If you say 18 to, right, it's a 18 Feb. So file is copied 1057 just now, 1 minute ago. So this is the data is coming. Okay. So this is the regex serde second variation, right? When we have fixed width, column width is there. Okay. So one is with the regex pattern, we load the data, because this is very useful when we are getting logs files, and logs files data is very, very common data, right? Most of the times we are working on the log files, right? Because we are checking the server logs. These logs are created from the websites, right? So most of the website, they are storing the data as a log because they want to do payment gateway tracking, right? Because how many payment transactions are failed, right? Somebody's transaction is declined, somebody's transaction is not successful. So they want to know the reason, right? What are the reasons, like the customer's transactions are not completed. Okay, so they want to find the reasons and they send the notifications. You say you have seen the mail, right? Immediately we get the notification. So this kind of data is not batch processing. Then in that scenario, the data is coming as a real-time streaming data by Spark we handle. Okay, so Spark is processing the data and finding the logs, right? Programmatically by Spark, we are analyzing the log and then we are sending the message to the customer, right? Notification mail. Okay, so here we are just checking historical data, right? This data already we have, and we are assuming it we have some files data. So when we are using a files data, we don't need to any transformation on the data. Then we are directly loading data into Hive. But suppose I say I'm giving these files to you, but I want to do some transformation on that. Okay, like some conversion, like I say some conversion I want to say. So this 9999 code is there, like value is there. I want to say if the value is this value is there, some specific code you assign it, right? Suppose I say I'm getting a country as a column. I'm getting country as a column in my files. I'm getting in my file, I'm getting country and state and city. I'm getting city, country, and state. Okay. So I want country. You are writing the India, but I want to do instead of India, I want to make it to change is IN. Okay, some code I have. Okay, I say state is the complete name is there, Uttar Pradesh, but I want to do UP, right? So this kind of conversion is called the transformation. This is just an example I'm saying. Transformation could be anything, not only just converting this code type. Transformation could be anything. Transformation may be you are conversion you are doing, you are grouping you are doing, you are doing union you are doing, intersection you are doing, anything could be possible, right? If you have two data sets, like you are joining the data set, you are combining the data set by union, you are doing a filter you are doing, like you want to say, okay, I want to do analytics for the India country. So would you like to take it all the countries data? No, right? So you will use some filter condition. So this transformation, when you want to use, so if you are doing in the Hive, so simple where clause you can use and partitioning you can use. But if you are using Spark, then you will use the filter transformation, right? So it depends, right? What you are going to use and what to use. So that is the possible. Okay. Is it clear this one? This
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Two questions are there. Can you show me the first variant? I didn't get miss how
Log
it
files.
is.
Okay.
Not log files. The first variant of
First
Hive
variant is
script.
log files only, na? Log files data.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Hmm. This is
That
the log files.
Hive script.
Hive script is this is Hive script is here. Create table command. Yeah, this one.
Here input regular expression. What that means? I tried to figure it out, but I didn't
See,
understand.
regex pattern. This is regex is like a pattern way we want to filter out, right? Like regex, we know why we use regex, right? Every programming language regex is there, APIs are there. Okay, so regex purpose is like I don't want to write manual code, right? Suppose if I say I want to allow status and size only 0 to 9, right? If my data is coming in my file not 0 value, right? Some string value is coming. So that is a wrong status, right? I want 200 status code, 500, 400, 404, right? So I'm just giving a pattern here, right? If this pattern data, I'm suppose some wrong data is coming, it will not pull the data. It will not pull the data. It will not parse the data. So instead of that, it will do null. It will pull null value. Because when the data is not matching with the pattern, it will write as a null. And we will check the null values. Wherever the null values are there, we will identify the complete row in our original data. And then we will report to the source team, like we have got your data wrong for these particular rows. Okay. And then they will correct data, right? That's a process. Okay. But we don't want to allow the wrong data, right? So this is kind of validation, you can say. So this validation is happening while you are loading the data, right? Okay. So when you load the data, after loading data is not a giving problem, right? Because I told Hive is not checking. But when you're doing select query, then you will get the null. Okay. If any particular field, okay, actually I cannot show, like I can write the data manually one row, but I say, if you want to write, then you will see, suppose your data here is a all type is string. Okay. I'm giving a string here, right? All the string. But when I'm going to validation on this data, right, I want to transfer the data to the actual table, right? The base table. This is the staging table. Actually, Hive is having different layers are there. Okay. Initially, data is coming in the staging. Okay. Because we are assuming it all fields are string type. Okay. And string accept everything. You know, right? String accept everything. Okay. So first we are accepting the data from the file. And then when we are loading data into base table, then we will be performing the validation. So here we captured just our like pattern, regex pattern, right? Regex pattern, like input pattern for getting the data, because how it will be finding this much of column is the first column, this is the second column, because there is no delimiter character. Okay. So the fixed delimiter character, like if you see this one is a IP field, second one is a this field, third one is a this field, this is the fourth field, and the last two are the this are number field. Okay. So number field is giving an indication, like this one is a this status and size field. Okay. So this is regex is doing, this API is doing. How the actual logic is written, that is written in this Java class. This is some Java class. If you want to read this Java class, like you want to see what actually code is there inside this, so they have exposed, right? They have given. So if you want to go this API, see, this is regex serde class. So this is the regex serde class. These are the like methods are there. These are the get serialize, right? These are all class method, the actual class. Okay, this is the regex serde. If I see, want to see source code, yeah, see, this is the regex serde class, actual implementation, right? So initialize is there. So it is very difficult to understand their code, right? Because this is the API people code. Okay. They have used different case, like string case, byte case, short, int. Okay. So they are doing, okay. So doing do serialize function, transform UTF-8. So different like functions they created. Okay. So initialize will definitely call, right? Whenever we are the input regex. So you pass it now, this input regex, you remember the field name input underscore input dot regex, right? If you see in my table, what is the name? Input dot regex now, right? This is the right. So when you are coming here, when this, so it is reading your property input regex, and what is doing? It is checking first of all not null. Okay. If it is not null, and then it is doing compile, and then it is doing this input pattern, it is forming. And once this input pattern based on the not null or null, it is forming, and then this input pattern it will be using somewhere here, matcher. So this is completely same code we write in the Java. Okay. The only difference here is Java only, but this Java code you have not written. This Java code is a API code. Okay. But you are just providing through the Hive. Hive is internally using this particular serde class. Okay. And this is a part of Hive only. This is a part of Hive. How many other serdes are there? Like this is a serde, and there are the different serde support is there. Like serde 2. Can you see here how many serdes are there? json serde, avro serde, lazy serde, thrift serde, right? So these are all serde type, right? Columnar is there, ORC parquet type. Okay. So if you go to the columnar serde, so these are all classes. We don't need to go to understand this all, right? Because if you are going to go through this code, nothing we are able to do, right? This is just, we are thinking like some code is there in the backend that is solving our purpose, right? That is doing. Okay.
And one more thing is there, means Can you show in UI that folder
Which UI?
in 50070 or something is there?
500, like,
Localhost 50070.
see, here is 9870. Okay, the new one. Okay, let me show you. But what you will see
That's
there,
fine.
that is the cluster information that is not related to anything.
Data is name node where we are storing
Yeah,
the
name
data in
node I'm
HDF,
saying. Yeah.
HDFS.
Yeah, SDFS only. I can show you that is because my Hadoop is running, right? So definitely 9870 will be there. Okay. This is the resource manager, right? Whenever any job run, okay, when you are running any job, so this cluster, this is showing the resource manager. This is the resource manager. So tracking of the application we do here. If you are saying this is, you want to check the name node, okay. Name node information, can you see here? 9870. So 9870. See, this is the DFS health. Okay, so here you can see how many data nodes you have. So it's only one single machine, right? So it's the same machine. This is the capacity of, so this is the cluster of health of the cluster, right? My node localhost 900. This is the IP, right? Okay, so this is the file system, browse file system. So whatever Hadoop file system, if you click on the go, you will see entire file system, directories and file. Only view,
Yeah,
you cannot go.
this
Okay.
this is what I wanted to say.
So this is the name node, right? This is, and this is the resource manager. So okay, do you remember, right? I run this one. We just recently select count star as this. I run it, right? So this is the type of application is, even though it is a Hive query, right? But it is converted into the MapReduce. So if I go here, if I see it is a success, like this job is completed. If I go inside this, I can check the log, right? I can check how many core executor, like what internally it has allocated. And this is my local host machine, right? And this is the logs. So I can track the log, right, for my application. So application log, you have to do always go to the resource manager. If you want to see the health of the name node on those, because it is having this log. So here also you will not get much information. Okay, this is just the application is running. So mainly it is backend. Some job is running. Okay, we are running a query, but there is a MapReduce job is converted. Okay, this one. So here is the status of the jobs, right? Like, okay, how many jobs are running, how many jobs are stopped. Like these are all status are there. This is all application status, like failed job, killed job, accepted. So initially job comes in the accepted. When I start again this like query, right? If I do again, so it will be this MapReduce job. If I so there are the initially the job will be start in the accepted mode, and after that running, finish, and then succeeded. Okay, so finish means this will become the status will become succeed. So if you have seen here succeeded. Okay, so this is all thing happening in the backend in Hadoop cluster. Okay, and this is my query select count star I did. So if I run this query again, it will come in the accepted mode. Okay, let me run select count star. How many total number of record? There is some group by queries. I have to select count star will not run the MapReduce job. Okay, so group by query. Actually, MapReduce will be formed because select count star is without running MapReduce because it just did. Okay, this one, this one. So when I run this one, see here is a MapReduce trigger, right? So now if I refresh here, In the back I go in the cluster. So there will be a lot of jobs will be there because here is my small, see, this is created. So we right now is a running, right? Because accepted it is completed. And generally accepted mode will be when you have not more resources, right? So initially your job will be waiting. So that is called accepted mode. And once it is coming in the running means it has got the resources, and after that it will be completed. Now it is finished. It is done because it's not too big job, right? See, it is completed here. Okay. Okay, it's clear.
That's clear.
Okay, so JSON serde. Now I'm talking about what is the JSON serde because we have seen the regex serde. Okay, we have seen the other serdes. Okay, so now I'm talking about the JSON serde. Okay, so JSON serde, like your file is a JSON file. Okay, and you want to load the data into your hive table. So you need a JSON serde. Okay, because without having a JSON serde, you cannot load the data into hive table. Okay, so we have to create a create table syntax, right, with the JSON serde. Okay. Okay. So already I have links, right? Those this is the some JSON serde example. So we need first of all JSON serde file. So what is the JSON data? We all know key colon value data is a JSON data, right? Like this is the one sample data. If I show this data, so this is a some sample data, right? Like text is a one column, number is another column, text is another one column. This is the number column is the second column. So these values are there. This data is a JSON serde data. So if this JSON data, if I create in my, and then I load this data. Okay. Okay. So here that only thing is you need to understand the syntax, right? Once you understand syntax, then it's just a simple command, create table command, load data local path command, and then load the data. And after that, you can do select query. Okay, so I'm loading this data. I'm just creating a file with JSON serde. So Control D. So this file I will load into my table. Okay, so I will create a table. But before the table, I need a JSON serde jar. Okay, so JSON serde jar, I tell you. So JSON serde jar, like they have given this location JSON serde. Okay, or we can download directly from the Google also. So JSON serde jar. So this jar you have to register because any jar like you are using in a hive table, right? So you have to add jar command is there, add jar and jar path. Okay, so I have already this jar in my, so what I did in my software folder, I created jars folder. Why I created jar folder? Because all this serde jar, right? Because if some jar is not provided by hive, so I can keep it, those JSON serde jar, I can keep it in my jar folder, and this jar folder hive JSON serde jar. So hive JSON serde jar, this jar path, I will get this jar path, and I will be add jar and jar name. Jar name is this jar name. So this jar having that JSON serde class, I will use it in my create table syntax. So now the jar is registered. So this jar is registered. I have a one more command is there, list jar. Is jar or jars? I don't know. Okay, list jars. So list jar command will tell you how many jars is registered, because sometimes you are not sure whether your jar is registered or not, right? But this will be applied only for the session, right? When you create a new hive session, you will not get it. You have to again do the register jar. So it is a manual thing, right? You are whenever you want to load the data, right? So you are going to do this. But generally, when you are doing in the real time, right, every day you have to load data. So you will not do manually. In that case, actually in your shell script, you are connecting Hive dynamically. You are connecting Hive on the fly through your shell script command, right? There is a beeline command is there. You will connect Hive, it will set the jar path, and then it will run the load data local path command and load into the your Hive table. Okay, but this is the manual, right? Because we are loading one at a time, right? We are loading, right? Okay, manually, right? Because we know this is a table and this is the jar, and I have to register the jar. Okay, but in the real time, you will not do this manual activity, right? Because you will not create a Hive session every day. Yeah, you can then you will use the load command. So it will be done through the shell script. That is called the automation, right? So automation is basically once your job is scheduled, the job will do everything. Okay, and that job is basically running all the script command, and then it will perform. Okay. Okay, so that we can see. Okay, so first we are understanding how it is done, the the manual way how it is done. So how to make it manual to automation is not a big deal, right? You can write the similar command in your script, right, and it will work, right? Okay, so there is a beeline command is there, hive minus eu, right? So it will run any query in the shell script. Like if you write it hive minus e, and then it will write, suppose you write hive minus e and the SQL query. If you write this way, so it will connect your hive and get the data from the your SQL query. So generally when we write hive minus e, so this is the way, right? Suppose hive minus e, then you can run the query. So suppose your query is there. So hive minus e. Hive is a command to run on the shell. Suppose the same thing, instead of doing in the hive, if I want to do in my dollar shell, okay, I want to run command hive minus e, and I say the query I want to run. And with the database name I gave, because if I'm not giving the database, it will use which database it will use? Default. But I don't want to do the default database. So I will say testing dot Apache log 1. Okay. So this is my table. Okay. And then I will. So it is making a connection on the fly. Okay. It is making connection. So here something syntax error.
Is missing, I think.
Is missing.
What is saying? Parse exception.
From keyword
Select
is
count
missing.
a star from.
What?
Select
Count
count
star
a star.
from.
Oh, yeah. From keyword. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So this is parsing error, right? Compilation parsing. Now table not found. Okay. So it means it's connecting now, right? You can think of it's connecting, right? Because table not found means where it's giving this error message, from where this error message is coming. From hive it's coming, right? So this way we do the automation, right? We are not connecting hive and manually doing, right? So just I'm showing to you because we are doing manual here, right? But when the script we are writing, automation we are doing, we will be writing in the shell script, and we use like this way. Okay. So one use case is there, like I want to find my database table, fields, column, everything as a JSON. So this use case was there, and I have to write a Python script. So I can write a one Python code to connect to Hive and get the data and create a JSON file, like all the databases, right? So every database has like 100 table, 20 tables. So this kind of automation I want to do, I can do the Python also. So Python and shell script, the shell script, the advantage is because ultimately Python also you will run in the shell script only, right? So directly you can do with the shell script, right? Because shell scripting can also do the automation, right? Whatever automation you can do. Okay. Okay. So I have added the jar here. Now I will use my create table syntax. Okay. To JSON serde. But here I'm creating an external table, okay? So that's not a problem. We can make it internal or external. But I will change the location. Maybe this location is already there. So I will change something different name. So which serde I'm using here? I'm using the JSON serde. Here, the JSON serde class. So I will. Okay, so my table is quickly created, right? Now, I have the data in this table. Right now, data is there. Just I created table, right? The data is not there, right? I have to load the data. So I created one text file, right? One JSON file I created. So load data local in path. Or if I can put the file also, this location, Hadoop fs minus put /home /urban/hive test3 and json.txt I created, right? Okay. And target location, JSON 29. JSON 29 is my target location. This is a Hadoop location. Okay. I'm giving a different name. This file is json.txt. Hive test3.
I think you use semicolon at the end.
Semicolon. Where the semicolon? Hadoop fs minus put Arvin hive test3. No, where semicolon?
The semicolon is not required, I think, right? In the time command.
No, it's not a problem. It is saying something different error, right? This is saying
Okay.
this is not there, right? So I'm saying why it is not there, because if I say that this is the location, okay. So the question is, when I'm writing the file, like from my local file system, right? This is my local, right? And this is the location, home Arvin hive test3, and the file name is json.txt. If I do ls, so json.txt cat json.txt file is there, right? Okay. Hadoop fs minus port, and it is giving problem for this location. Okay, we try to load other way. This should work, right? Load data. Okay, we try it here. Okay, this is my location. Okay, so Hadoop fs minus port, and my file itself here, right? So I don't need to write a complete path. So I can write json.txt, right? And what is my location? JSON 29. This is my target location. Target location is /JSON 29, because root directory, I have this folder. See, here it is working. Okay, something is wrong.
Maybe because of single quotes,
No, single.
after put
Yes, correct. See,
single quotes not
whenever,
put.
yes. So basically now when we are using some, why it is not here to required, like here the single quote, because generally same thing I did here. Only thing is I'm using exclamation. Exclamation is because of hive, because hive we cannot run command directly. Okay, so for making it understand, this is a Hadoop command, so I'm giving exclamation. But did you see here, I didn't give the single quote for the path, right? So here we don't need to give, but when we are using load data local path command, then I give to single quote, because otherwise it will not understand. Okay, so load data local path command. Okay, So here, so when I'm just going to check the data, select star from my table name is a test underscore 3. This data is coming. Why it is coming like this? Who? What was the data? Data was, oh, this slash and, okay. So actually this is a part of the data only. So foo, next line, this is the one row data. This is the second row data, right? Okay. So in the column itself is the space is there. Okay. The slash new line is there. Okay. Otherwise, if you don't give this slide, this one, so it will come as it is. Okay. It will come as it is. If you rewrite again, suppose this file, if I modify bi json.txt, if I modify this file, I don't keep it this slash n. Okay, now how to override it? If I use either Hadoop fs put command you can use, but it will allow. It will allow now. What it will say? If I try second time this same file, updated file, I want to override. Will it allow?
No.
So what we should do? It will give the error, right? So I should use -f. So -f is the code
Definition.
string. I want to write it. Okay. Now I will see my table. I will get the data like this. Okay. So either way you can do load data local path command you can use, or Hadoop fs put you can write the file. So this is the one like a JSON, like a type of data. So another one is like the JSON only, but it should be, here is the website. Like your data is something like a complex data type, array type is there. So here is, this is also JSON. Like JSON is not a one variation, just a key colon value, key colon value. JSON can have complex JSON, right? Nested JSON, whereas JSON is having the array type, struct type. So all those type of JSONs can be there. So we have to parse that level of parsing we have. So array I'm using here. So here complex data type is coming. So I'm creating a table. The one is the first field, that is a Boolean. Second field is a 3, that is the array type. Third field is a 2, that is a decimal field. And the last is a string type. So I'm creating a table with JSON serde. So I'm creating this table. So I make it something 1, 2. So I'm creating this table. So we create table. So we created table. Now we create data. So this file. So I will create some nested JSON. Cat nested. So extension, you can keep it anything because anyway the data is JSON. Control D. Okay, now we will load the data. Load data local in path. So in path, you are not worrying about the, just you have to know the location of your file system where the actual file is there, because you are loading the file from the local to hive table. Okay, so home slash, then I give the file name is nested.json into table name test underscore nested 1 2. Then select star from test underscore nested 1 2. I'm getting the data. So now I can array index, like last time I was asking to you how to get the array index field. So my array index field name is 3. So 3 of I gave 2. Okay. And other field I want to get 1. I want to get another field is 4. Okay. From test nested test underscore nested 1 2. So I'm getting the data. Here is null is coming. Why? Because I'm doing 3 of 2. So there is no second index, only 0 and 1, right? So null will come because data is not there. It will bring null. Okay. So null, you can say like it's a empty, right? No data. Okay. So this is the like and one more you can try, like more complex one is this one. Like you have like in this data you have this is the array type is there, some map type also there, key value pair type, and this key value pair again is a value is a array type. So can you see what the structure of the table will be there? So language is a array because first is a country. Okay, so this is a country, and second one is a language is a array, and religions is the map, and again map is a key value pair, and the value is an integer like 10, 20, 40, 50. This is a some value figure. Okay, so this is the array type. Okay, so you create a table and then you can try this one. Okay, so I will share this all json serde, this all tables and data so that you can practice on this. Okay, and one more concept in hive is the udf. Okay, so udf, I just give the theory. Okay, first like the background of the udf, because udf we use most of the times when we cannot find any built-in function. Okay, and in that scenario I want to write my custom logic, okay, in a function I want to call. So in that case we have to write a java udf. So java class we have to write for hive. Okay, so if I say I have one function, I was saying like I want to use some upper function. So we know upper function is the inbuilt function, lower function is the inbuilt function, sub str function is a substring function is there, date functions, time functions. There are multiple types of functions are there. So these are the string function category. So what they are doing upper means all the letter upper, lower means lower. But suppose I want some like first word of the letter, first letter of the word, I want to make it capital. So that kind of functionality you want to write, like of course I'm giving a one hello world. And in this one, I want to get the output. I want to get the output like H capital, hello, and then W is capital. So this kind of, I need to write a logic. I will get this data as a text data in a string. I will take it as an input and then I will apply the Java logic. So Java logic is very simple. I will iterate each word, like I will split the word, or I can make it like I will for loop, right? I will go one by one word and I will take the first letter, and then I can write a function code, and that function will be taking your input as a single string and converting as a transform string and returning back. Okay, so something like another one more idea I will tell. Okay, like suppose you have one string hello, 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 how are you? So if I want to find how many times hello is there, so if I say this is a string, and which string you want to find inside this string, suppose I want to find hello how many times. So this is called occurrence, right? So suppose I want to write my own function name is occurrence string. Okay, and this will be taking two string parameter. One is a string 1 and second one is a string 2. So basically what we are going to do here, we are going to find string 2 in string 1. How many times is there? So very easy way in the Java logic, right? We are writing a for loop. Okay, so we will be iterating the array. First of all, I have to convert this string into the array. So we know, right, how to convert into the array in the Java string str array. And then I will say here str1 dot split by space. So space character is a /s, that is a space character, and it will give the array. Now I will iterate for each string value. So I will say here string s and string array. Okay, so what it will do, and any programming language like similar type of code we can have in Python also, right? So when I'm saying strs, right, it means each word it will take it. And what I will do, I will make it one counter before that, some int counter I will create, start from the 0. So whenever I match with this str2, I will make it one incremental counter, right? So I will say if s dot equals of str2, right? When I found it, if S is matching with the str2, then I will do count plus plus, right? And finally, after this, once this complete string is iterated, like this, all words are iterated, then I will get this return. Okay, I will convert into the string type, new text, this value pass count. Okay, so this function, this logic I will write in the Java in the UDF. And again, I will create a jar. I will create a jar, and I already told whenever we want to use any utility in the jar, we have to register the jar. Okay, so it's kind of serde only, but here is our custom jar is there. We are writing our own custom jar, our Java project code as a jar, and then we will create a one temporary function. So what are the steps are there for the UDF? The first step is create a one project, create one Java project. And one Java project, you can have multiple packages for different UDF. It's not like that. Okay, only one UDF, one project. It's not like that. You can have multiple classes, because every class is different classes there, right? Because I'm saying this particular occurrence one, I say my class name is public class. I say find string occurrence. Okay, this class is there. Okay, so this class I'm writing the logic. Suppose another logic I want to write, so another package I can create, and I can create a class. Okay, what we call it, right? Upper, or I say like some something like I want to filter out the some junk characters. Okay, so filter junk character. Okay, suppose I created this UDF. It will take some string parameter. Okay, actually in the hive is a text type, text type parameter, and then I will write the logic here for junk character, filter junk character. So I have a list of those special characters are there. I want to find in my string any special character should be not coming. So suppose in my string like some dollar or @ symbol is coming. So you know, right, when you are iterating your string character by character, so wherever you are getting character, you can just replace it by blank. Okay, and later on you can replace all blank with the null, like non blank character, right? So definitely you will have no spaces, right? No junk character. Okay, so any function you can write, then you create a one Java project, create one Java class, which extends UDF. Okay, which extend UDF, and UDF class is providing in the hive, providing one evaluate function. So this code you will be writing in the evaluate function. This whole logic, this logic I'm talking about, it is in the evaluate function. Actually, it will be coming in the public void evaluate. So some evaluate function is there. This code will be written, this logic. So this logic will be coming in the evaluate function like this. Okay, this code will come. So you have to evaluate, override evaluate function, and whatever logic you want to write. Third is create a jar of this property, right? And register jar on hive shell. Okay, one jar is registered, then fourth step is create a temporary function. So some temporary function you have to create. Actually, it's a name, like it's just saying like temporary, because this is custom function. Because suppose second time you want to use this function, you have to again register a jar. Okay, and other solution of this, like if you don't want to register this jar again and again, put this jar into hive library. So if you put the hive library, it will be permanently set it, right? You don't need to register jar again. Okay, so create temporary function to point out to class in jar. So we need to tell which particular class you want to point in the jar. That will be tell by, so create, the command is create temporary function as, then you say com dot test dot, and my class name was find string occurrence. So this class I will give here like this. Okay. So what will happen? My jar will be registered. After that, I will create a temporary function, give the function name also. I want to use my function name by this name, find OCC. And how will you use in the SQL query? Next is use in the SQL query, select, find OCC. Suppose you have a 2 column, one description column you have, you say description, and description column you want to find hello world, single quote hello you give, or you can give the other column. Suppose some name column you want to search. So description column is a bigger column and name column is a small column where you want to search the name column field. You want to search in the description column how many number of time is there. And from, suppose my table is a test table, some table is there. Okay. So this particular column, or if you don't have the table, so manually you can search the day, you can apply like find OCC. Suppose I say my string is hello, hello, hello. Okay. And this string you want to do hello, but this is not a table, right? So just simply you can do semicolon. You don't need to give any table because this is not the table, just for testing for your function. Okay. But if you have table, then you can give the column, right? Which column you want to do. Okay. If you want to do hard coded value, just replace here hard code value, right? If you want to search. So it is kind of searching, right? How many number of times your string is present. Okay. Okay. In the next class I do, actually I have some work. Okay. So what I'm saying is like you can easily see my other previous link videos if you want to go through the code. Already UDF is there. Okay. And YouTube video is also there. It is already published. Okay. So in the previous classroom videos, you can follow and you can understand if you are like you want to go through more. So here you will get a UDF topic. Okay. So this is a custom UDF is there and this video is there. The source code is there. Like I show you the source code. Not here. So this is the zip source code. So this is the zip jar and the source code like src package. So you can, so Maven project I already told you guys, right? Use the, okay, so you can use this classroom links I will giving you, so you can join this one. So this one is some other batch one. You can join this classroom link, so you will get all the videos covered here. So this batch is going ahead of your batch. Okay, so I've covered these many things, all this. I think this is completed. Okay, this is completed. So you can check it. Okay, like you can see other things. So mostly hive is we are complete. Only XML serde is pending. Okay, that I will cover. And one UDF, UDAF, and UDTF. So three type of category is there: user defined function, user defined aggregate function, and user defined table function. So three types of category of UDF. Okay. The next thing is a scoop and HBase and Flume. So once this all three completed, so our Hadoop is finished, then we will move to the Spark. Okay, Spark. And before Spark, we have to do Python. So Python tutorial I have already published it, right? So you can see Python session 1, 2, 3. Okay, and one playlist is there. I will tell you. So this playlist you can get all the Python. So if you search this playlist, Big Data Training 2402 in my YouTube one, you can find this playlist. This playlist is, you will get the Python. So I already uploaded Python here. So this is playlist. So Big Data Training 2402. So here you can see here Python session 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you can start because this is an independent, okay, with the Hadoop. Okay, at least you can, this is completely W3 school tutorial. So you can practice and you can entire Python tutorial, right? You can understand Lambda, you can understand the operator, loops, functions, and the dictionary collections, file handling, exception handling. So all these things you can go through it. Okay, and you can go to the W3 school, this Python tutorial, and you can start. Okay, so as much as Python you can do, because this whole Python we will be using in the PySpark. Okay. Okay, anybody has any questions can ask me. Okay, so So next session will be on the Tuesday India time, and Monday is the US. Okay. Okay. And the backup session, I will tell the maybe like today I will talk the other people. Okay. So it will be morning time India. Okay. The backup. Okay. So Monday, tomorrow morning. Okay. India and US night time today. Okay. So I will inform in the whoever wants to join, right? The previous concept, map reduce and Hadoop command. Okay. Okay. Thanks everyone. Thank you.